Hello, cinephiles, and welcome to Silver Screen Sips, a podcast where three idiots talk about movies. And today we discuss the I'm not
The
sure
movie
what
we
word
just
to use.
watched.
I was going.
Oh, he was making a joke. I'm so sorry. I thought you were so convincing. I thought you actually forgot.
No. I was gonna say like, well, here I'll just start over.
It's over. Yeah.
Hello, cinephiles, and welcome to Silver Screen Sips, a podcast where three idiots talk about movies. And today we discuss the well, I'm not sure what word to use for this, but we discuss Mockingjay Part 1 of The Hunger Games.
See, now that one felt more scripted than the first time. I'm sorry, I ruined your original.
Oh no.
I need more wine. Anyways, so Mockingjay Part 1. Well,
A film.
it is a movie.
It is a movie.
Just a reminder, guys, there's spoilers ahead, so be warned. You have been warned.
Even though the movie came out several years ago.
Honestly, what year did it come out? 2016?
No.
2014. I apologize. Whoa. What, you got some resentment for 2014?
Yeah. Well, I resentment for a lot of things, you know.
What happened in 2014, Isaiah?
I don't remember. Sorry, that entire area
blocked it out mentally. Oh man. Okay, well.
Just quick Menti B.
Now, how have you guys been? What's going on in your lives? Anything fun, exciting?
I'm going to a wedding this weekend.
Oh yeah?
Wedding bell.
Yeah.
Yours or?
No.
Be born invited.
Imagine not going to your own wedding though. Yeah, my wedding's this weekend. I don't know if I'm gonna go though. Well, that's fun. Family or friend?
Friend.
Aww.
My girlfriend's best friend.
How fun. I like weddings. Especially if there's an open bar. Is there an open bar?
I think it's free beer and wine, but the liquor.
That's good enough. Isaiah, do you have anything?
The stories I can tell, I cannot tell because.
Okay, what can you share?
Isaiah's part of the CIA now.
Yeah.
No, you've.
It's classified.
It is classified. Sorry.
So, what can you tell us? So yeah, we were talking about nothing classified at all. I'll just put elevator music there. So Isaiah, what can you share with the audience?
Well, what's been going on in my life is that I have discovered that you can buy the AMC Theaters Pledge T-shirt that Nicole Kidman says in the AMC ad.
Can you really?
The whole thing is on a T-shirt, and on the front it says "I have taken the pledge," and the back has the entire pledge. And I think that is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I don't understand why they decided that Nicole Kidman was like
the person.
Yeah, like where she's just like, I love the theater. I'm like, who the fuck are you?
It's called a job, and her agent said, "Let's do it."
Yeah, it's called money.
I have to chime in here. When you said that, I thought you said when they decide Nicole Kidman is a person.
Oh,
no,
I was like,
he hasn't received human status yet. Sorry.
Honestly, I want to buy this shirt. This is hilarious.
It's the funniest thing.
Somehow, heartbreak feels good in a place like this. No, it doesn't, Nicole. No, it doesn't.
There's like it was like an Oscar-winning writer who wrote that speech. By the way.
Oh, honey, no.
It's something crazy like that. Anyway,
Beth, what have you been up to lately?
So what happened during your week other than getting drunk?
Yeah, I don't really have any stories. I don't have anything. My birthday's coming up. My birthday's in 2 days from now.
Happy birthday to you.
It'll have passed by the time this comes out, but it was March 2nd.
Everybody wish her a happy birthday, a belated birthday.
4 days later.
I guess we're making a stop on our way to the wedding.
Hey-oh!
Just kidding.
Oh. Wow. Why would you fucking do that to me? God damn.
No. We're not that far away. That's why I'm saying that.
Okay. Anyways, enough chit chat. Let's get into our first segment.
Let's do our jobs.
Yeah. Lewis, do you want to do the honors?
No. Lou, you're doing it all wrong. You gotta yell.
Can you demonstrate for me?
Oh, I just did, but my mic cut off.
I was going to say, did someone yell because it cut off?
Yeah, and then it just cuts.
Do it again, but this time with more oomph.
Welcome, everyone, to This Week in Hollywood.
Oh, it was all right. Okay, let's kick things off with a little Hunger Games news. So it's been almost 10 years now since Sam Claflin debuted in the Hunger Games franchise as Finnick Odair. However, the actor is still thinking back on his character, more specifically, regretting his accent. The actor stated in a recent interview, I'm going to try and do his accent, and I'm going to butcher it.
Oh, God.
At the time, no, I'm not going to fucking.
Oh, God.
Never mind. Okay, at the time, I was shitting myself. That's his words, not mine. The first topless scene I've ever done, you know? Oh my God. Also, I didn't have an accent coach in Hunger Games, and I fucking needed one. I look back and listen to myself like, God, that's terrible. And after watching Mockingjay and also Catching Fire, I can agree that his accent was a little hit or miss, especially the Sugar Cube scene. That was pretty rough.
The SAG Awards, aka the Screen Actors Guild Awards, which actually someone from the Screen Actors Guild came to my theater the other day. I got a ticket. Yeah,
that's cool.
Also, and then someone from the Academy showed up too.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they have like these nice Academy like black metal cards.
That's cool.
That show they're from the Academy. They're so cool. So it's no surprise that Everything Everywhere All at Once was the biggest winner of the event. Michelle Yeoh, Jamie Lee Curtis won Best Lead Actress and Best Supporting Actress for Everything Everywhere All at Once, obviously. Their co-star, Ke Huy Quan, also a winner, noting that he is now the first Asian American actor to win the SAG Award for Best Supporting Male. When accepting his award, Brendan Fraser won Best Lead Actor for The Whale, also respectively. On the TV side, the cast of Abbott Elementary was named Best Comedy Series Ensemble, while The White Lotus cast won the award for Best TV Drama Series Ensemble. You can find a whole list of winners online. I think it's kind of wild. They all won. It's kind of same path as the Golden Globes.
That should say something about the movies then and the shows.
Also, if you haven't seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, watch it. It's so damn good.
It's on my list. Is it on HBO, right?
At this current moment, you can watch it on Paramount Plus. Disgusting.
Paramount, please sponsor us.
So if you want to watch, if you have a show, you can watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's on Showtime and Paramount Plus, unfortunately.
I will say with Paramount Plus, I agree with you that it is
the worst streaming platform
gross
of all.
However, I will say their ad with Key and Peele guy is fucking hilarious.
Key or Peele?
I was confused the two. Where he does the Aaron bit though with all the characters. It's so fucking funny to me.
It's Keegan-Michael Key.
Thank you. Yeah, because the other one's Jordan Peele. Duh. Wow. Yeah. I'm so mad at myself for not knowing that. So I'll agree. Paramount Plus sucks, but damn, that's a good ad.
There is only one, other than Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is obviously not a Paramount exclusive or anything like that since it's A24 and all that stuff. The only good movie on Paramount Plus is Top Gun Maverick.
Damn it, Paramount.
So, but like Top Gun Maverick's on there, and that's such a good movie.
It is. Lewis, what do you got?
Warner Bros. Has decided that it's a good idea to make new Lord of the Rings movie.
No!
I don't know who the fuck told them that was okay. Anyway, the films will be developed through New Line Cinema, which produced the original trilogy directed by Peter Jackson between 2000 and 2003. However, fans are not taking a liking to the news, as you can evidence by Bethany being like, ow, like Gollum, stating that the original films are perfectly fine and not outdated, and that, quote, one does not simply make a new Lord of the Rings movie.
That was terrible.
Let us know what... Shut up. Let us know what you think by commenting on our Instagram or shooting us an email at silverscreensips@gmail.com.
From what I've heard, it's a reboot.
Why the hell would you reboot Lord of the Rings?
I know.
Because they made them 3 hours the first time. Now they want to make them 4 hours.
And it's not the director's cut.
Yeah, they're already 4 hours extended editions.
My issue is the fact that you're taking a film that to me has not aged. Like, you can watch it now and the graphics and the story and all of that is still beautiful. Like, the I mean, I know Isaiah hasn't seen it, but like Lewis with the huge ass battle in the second one.
Yeah.
That I can watch that now, and yeah, I'll say, granted, there are a few scenes that are a little iffy on special effects, but like Gollum is beautiful. Not actually, but he looks convincing. So I'm just, and like after Amazon decided to bring Lord of the Rings down into this fucking trash hole with their show, it's just like, I don't know. I'm not looking forward to this, but I digress. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know what you, yeah, let us know. Oh boy.
Mine's hitting hard, man. Damn.
Anyways, so guys,
Yes.
y'all know how I feel about Blumhouse.
The Paramount Plus of horror.
Plus of horror, yes. So Blumhouse now, the production company behind, tons of horror films nowadays, like The Purge, the new Megan film, Insidious, and tons more, is now moving into the gaming industry. So led by producer Jason Blum.
Blum.
Well, I'm assuming is it Blumhouse or Blumhouse?
I don't know. I feel like it's an ongoing debate, but I feel like his name's Blum.
Someone will tell me I'm wrong. The company is planning to develop immersive horror games that will be playable on PC consoles and mobile. Instead of adapting their own movies into games, however, the company will be looking for projects that are currently in development, offering financial support and creative insight, aka producing them, as well as attaching the Blumhouse name to those titles.
Interesting. I wonder if it'll come out like the Callisto Protocol.
I don't know how I feel about it. As much as I don't like them as a production company, I feel like they'll do better as a gaming company. Is that weird to say?
That is a large stretch.
That is a bold statement, and you know what? I'm fucking putting it out there. Come at me if you disagree. I don't care.
So I agree that is a very bold statement, and vastness of difference between creating crap horror films to then creating video games is a pretty broad one, I would say.
It is, but here's where I think here's what I think. I don't. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I think overall, it depends, I guess, what they invest their money in, but we'll see. I am a sucker for horror games, so who knows?
Guillermo del Toro, the man behind many great films such as Pan's Labyrinth, Pinocchio, and much more, is currently developing a new...
You said it right. Good job.
Oh, thank you. A new stop-motion film for
Guillermo.
Netflix. Guillermo.
Gilmero.
I'm so sorry, Del Toro. The passionate director is continuing to demonstrate his love for stop-motion animation. The film is titled The Buried Giants, based on a fantasy novel of the same name. Follows an elderly Briton couple, Axel and Beatrice, living in the fictional post-Arthurian England, in which no one is able to retain long-term memories.
That sounds good.
Interesting. Hold up. It's a Spanish movie. It's an indie film called Embers with a similar plot. A similar concept of this, that one day like humanity can no longer retain long-term memories. Therefore, everybody's kind of just trying to survive in the short term.
Mm-hmm.
Because of a virus or something that transfers through the air. Interesting movie. If you guys know what I'm talking about, because it's very obscure, good for you.
I feel like, listen, I love Guillermo del Toro. I loved Pinocchio. The work that went behind it was amazing. If this is going to be another stop motion animation film, it sounds a little darker and a little more morbid, and it sounds like it'll be more of a serious tone, which Pinocchio was, but it was still a children's story overall. I think this will be good. Lewis?
The wild new film, Cocaine Bear, is a hit at the box office.
Let's go!
With its debut in theaters, the movie has raked in over $23 million at the domestic box office, going far past the initial projections for the film's theatrical premiere. It was enough to put it in the number 2 spot behind Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Just like the title suggests, Cocaine Bear tells the crazy but somewhat true story of a bear fueled by cocaine that goes on a bloody rampage. It's clear from the trailer that the movie embraces over-the-top nature and excessive violence, so filmgoers know what to expect from this movie going in.
Now, the difference between the actual story and the movie is that the bear does not survive after snorting a bunch of cocaine.
Spoilers!
I'm saying in real life.
If it's my understanding that the from the trailer that the bear eats cocaine, not...
Okay, but snorting is a lot funnier.
No, of course.
You know when people stick their heads into like mountains of snow and leave an imprint of their face in it? That's what he did.
Essentially.
Last but not least, we have one more, a little additional headline that just came to light today, for us at least. AMC has made a deal with Walmart to have microwavable popcorn sold in their stores. So now the AMC brand will be basically displayed on your local Walmart shelves. I don't know why they haven't done this sooner, because AMC is known for their popcorn. Like, they have a very well-known brand, I guess you could say. So for them to not have done this years ago is beyond me. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, it's popcorn.
I like popcorn. I like AMC popcorn.
It looks like they're going to be selling it not only microwavable, but also already pre-popped, like in just like a chip bag kind of style, like Smart Food.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's pretty nice.
Extra butter, lightly salted.
If I stick my hand in the bag and my hand doesn't come out greasier than ever from the butter, they're not doing it right. Anyways, that concludes This Week in Hollywood. You can find all of our sources cited in the Discord channel.
The popcorn will be coming out next month, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, I forgot to mention next month, which is not March, because technically it's already March. So April? Is that what you mean?
No, I think it's in like the end of March.
Oh, okay. End of March. There you go. Alrighty. That was a long segment, but that's what we're here for, to keep you updated. So, Lewis, why don't you take it away? Because I need another drink, if you guys can tell.
I need a drink with my popcorn.
Thanks for joining us for your all-time favorite segment of This Week in Hollywood. Now we'll go ahead and take it away to my favorite segment, my own. Big Lou's Big Brews.
My own.
Today, Katniss rocks red like none other.
Hell yeah.
This gorgeously colored drink resembles the dress she wore for her interview with Caesar. The drink I'm about to show you is known as the Mockingjay.
Clever name. Super creative.
This one does not deserve a clever girl.
On a scale of 1 to clever girl, it is a 1.
So this one has this is very much a like high class bar style cocktail as far as like prep and all that kind of stuff.
Boy. Okay.
So we have 2 strawberries that have been flambéd.
Ooh.
Whoa. What the fuck does that mean?
Flambé is when you cook with
a flamethrower, a blowtorch. My bad.
Is that correct?
Yes, no. It's when it's those scenes you've seen with like, like world class chefs when they start cooking.
Oh, it's when alcohol is added to it to create bursts of flames. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Google.
So, 3/4 ounce of fresh lime juice, 1/2 ounce of agave nectar.
Ooh.
This is the other interesting ingredient for me, at least. 1 ounce of HKB Baijiu or Baijiu.
The hell is that?
It's a traditional Chinese liqueur.
Ooh.
3 slices of fresh fennel. 3 drunker strawberries, which were strawberries that were submerged for 3 hours in Combier Orange liqueur, and sparkling wine to top it off. We're gonna go ahead for the way we're going to, build this drink. We're going to muddle the fennel in a rocks glass. Next, we're going to muddle our drunker strawberries on top of the funnel.
Quick question. What does muddle mean?
When you take a small... Yes. You take like a small, it's called a muddler. But you just crush fruit.
Oh, like when you make spices.
So the ones you see at a bar are usually like plastic, not the stone, but yeah, similar. Because that's actually called a mortar and pestle.
Oh.
Get educated, Beth.
I was homeschooled, okay?
But anyway, yeah, when you're muddling, you're gonna just take your mint leaves or your fennel or your strawberries. You're just gonna put them in the bottom of the glass and just crush them up to get all the juices and whatnot into the glass. In a shaker, we're gonna pour our HKB Baijiu, our lime juice, our agave nectar, and add some ice, and then shake it lightly. We're gonna pour this into our glass, top it off with a splash of champagne or just a regular sparkling wine. There is a difference. We're then going to garnish with fresh fennel and another pair of our drunker strawberries, or the 2 strawberries from Flambéd.
Okay.
This is definitely like one of those like very, very like out of my league ever going
Fucking
to.
extra as hell.
Yeah, this is like puts Gordon Ramsay's bars to shame.
Lewis, what do you rate it then?
For the constructive build, I guess the thought put into this, I definitely commend them for that. For the terms accessibility, I'm a little annoyed, but as a drink as a whole, I would say it's a 3.5.
Is there a simpler version or equivalent of like if like something like in a standard person's like liquor collection?
I'm gonna find out for you right now.
Okay. Well, while he's doing that, Isaiah, what about you?
I'm curious what the Baijiu tastes like.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Since I'm on the website, the tasting note, the liquor itself, the core itself is crystal clear.
Okay.
The scent you will get is a delicate nose with notes of red fruits, green apple, and sweet meadow grasses.
Interesting.
Okay.
And the palate, you will get an attractive sweetness, subtle flavors of fruit, and I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, I'm looking at it too.
And a long, fragrant niche.
I think when they were writing what the palate is, they had just drank this and it hit them. So they were not sober enough to write this. Because like it says they missed the F in flavors and it says a fruit and 2 semicolon long comma fragrant something. I don't know what that means. So they obviously they took a swig and said, attractive sweetness, subtle flavors of the long, fragrant niche.
So what was your rating?
I said a 3.5. I was trying to think of, but I will try and think of a working man accessibility version.
Okay. Isaiah?
I really wanted, I think I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 because I really want to try this Baijiu and I feel like I'd probably like it based off of the drunkard's palate here.
Yeah. I think I would also have to give it a 4 out of 5. I think the only reason I'm not giving it a 5 out of 5 is just because, like Lewis said, there's a lot of preparation that goes behind it. And I'm a simple man. You know, I like putting 3 ingredients into a drink and it tasting delicious in that sense. But if it's made for me, then I don't care. So yeah, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. It sounds good.
I really want to try. I can't so it's $31 and it has to ship from China. But
So you're buying it is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I think so.
He's like, it's in my cart right fucking now.
I have chosen the one-time purchase button. Yes.
Hey, where is my credit card?
Yeah.
But yes, that is our drink for the day.
Lewis, why don't you take a moment to tell us about our sponsor while I go to the bathroom?
All right. So we'd like to take a quick moment to thank the sponsor of today's episode, Shaker and Spoon. It's a monthly subscription service that gives you bar quality recipes and ingredients designed by award-winning mixologists. If you'd like your very own subscription, head over to shakerandspoon.com. I apologize. And use our promo code SIPS10, SIPS10, to get $10 off your first subscription. Again, that's promo code SIPS10, SIPS10, to get $10 off.
Yes, thank you, Shaker and Spoon. All right, so on to my favorite segment. Are you boys ready for Beth's question of the day?
Best question of the day.
I gotta use the bathroom now, so I'll be no, I was kidding.
Everyone, bathroom break. Go now if you need to. All right. So today's game or question, whatever the fuck this segment is at this point, is something that I've concocted. So long story short, I was trying to find a quiz online that would work for this. But they all were the worst fucking quizzes. I was trying to find one that would tell you how long you would survive in the Hunger Games, right? And they'd be the stupidest like questions and answers. So I made my own. Yes. It'd be like, pick a food. And there was like pizza. And I was like, why is that even a question? And why is that even an answer? So yeah, I made my own. So depending on what you guys pick will basically decide your fate in the Hunger Games, whether you survive, whether you don't, how long you survive, how you die, all of that. Took me a couple hours because I had to actually like rank each answer and how much each percentage, all that good shit. So
are you saying that you did a D&D campaign of us in the Hunger Games where we rolled to see how we would survive?
No, there's no rolling. It's just multiple choice. If you guys want to take this quiz, I'm going to drop the link in our Discord. So you guys can take it yourselves and see if you guys survive.
Well, Bethany, I'm going to first, before you start your quiz, I'm going to say that's a really nifty thing you did there.
I'm sorry. I'm just taken back that you're genuinely complimenting me right now.
Yes, I know. Okay.
He's like, I'm aware. Yes, I just dropped it into our general channel on our Discord. So if you guys want to take it, you can take it for yourselves.
And it will be pinned if this is listened into the future.
Yes. Now, first question. Oh, sorry. Who wants to go first?
I'm looking at alcohol.
So me.
All right. You're standing. So I feel like I have most of the options written down for each answer. So I kind of want to just hear what you would do. And then if it's not one of the answers, I'll state the answers. How's that sound?
Sure.
Okay. So you're standing on your platform surrounding the cornucopia. What are you doing once the countdown ends?
I'm fucking running.
Where are you running? Just running away?
Shit.
You can be pretty specific on your actions here because I wrote pretty detailed answers.
Question.
Go ahead, Isaiah.
Which arena is this?
The first one.
First one? Okay.
Sure, yeah, but no, what I'm saying is more so like it depends really like what my background is as far as like my district or my training or what have you.
It's just the Lou district.
So we're a bunch of drunks. Got it.
Everyone's like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, I guess like I'm probably gonna try, if I'm close enough, I may try to grab a weapon and then get away. But otherwise, I'm just gonna go try and get away from all the other competitors and prepare for some kind of strategy to take them out as we go along.
Okay, so your answer aligns mostly with one of these two. So tell me which one you would do be more likely to do. Run away and hide, or grab a nearby mystery backpack and then run away.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay. Next question. You've come across another competitor, but you aren't sure if they're good or bad. What do you do?
Fucking kill them.
Damn. All right. No hesitation. Okay.
I mean, if
that's what you want to do, that's what I have as an answer.
I mean, I'm prepared to kill them, but like at the same time, I also see how they react initially seeing.
So would you kill them, or would you try to talk to them first?
Maybe talk.
So what's the most important tool needed to survive?
Flynn.
Okay, that's not an option. I didn't think about that one.
What are the options then?
Shelter, food, water, weapon, rope, teammate.
Oh, okay. So shelter's in there. I guess shelter, yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking like more broken down, like fire is an important thing, but.
Oh, you're good. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen real quick because I have a few images here I want you to pick from.
Sure.
So, you haven't eaten for a few days now, and you've come across a vast area full of different berries, Which of these berries do you pick to eat? Okay, there's 5 different berries here. I'll describe them while Lewis looks at them. I'm going to describe what they look like. There's one that's like the first one is kind of like a dark blueberry type looking berry on a pink branch. The second one kind of looks like little pomegranate seeds almost. They're like bright red, little tiny berries. The third one is white berries. They're also about pomegranate seed size. The fourth one looks like a raspberry, but it's a little more fuzzy looking. And then the fifth one are also like yellow pomegranate seed sized berries. It's the best way to put it. You can look at them yourself if you take the quiz, just saying.
Yes.
Which of these do you think is safest to eat?
Honestly, not the strawberry looking one.
The raspberry, number 4.
Oh, it's a raspberry?
That's what I describe it as. It looks like a raspberry to me. I guess it looks like a strawberry too.
Yeah, no, it's from my, like, how big it is on my computer.
Yeah, fair.
I guess the second one.
The pomegranate seed looking one?
Yeah.
Okay, great. What is your weapon of choice? I'll give you options. Throwing knives, axe, bow and arrow, spear, machete, or sword.
A bow and arrow.
Bow and arrow. Okay.
Quiet and you have range.
True. Now on to the last question. Which area of the arena are you going to make base? I'll tell you your options. A, in a dense part of the forest. B, the open field where the cornucopia is. C, the shore near the open waters. D, the cave in the side of the mountain. Or E, the highest peak, which is like cold and windy.
Forest.
You said forest? Okay. All right. You have your answer. So you survived about 75% of the Hunger Games.
Sick.
You were able to make it through with only a handful of competitors left. Everything was looking good for you, but unfortunately, you misidentified some berries, and that ultimately got you killed. So the berries you picked were poisonous. That was literally the only question you got incorrect.
Damn.
Yeah. So Isaiah, you know which berries not to eat, so you get the benefit of that at least.
Lou, which berries did you choose? I forgot.
That would be so funny. Don't tell him.
Uh-oh.
All right. Isaiah, are you ready to see if you are the victor of the Hunger Games?
No, Lou is killing me. So let's go.
Yeah. That's going to be your result. So I'm going to be like, Isaiah, this is your answer. You lose. Lewis kills you.
Specifically.
Yes. Okay. So you're standing on the platform surrounding the cornucopia. What are you doing when the countdown ends?
I am running through the cornucopia, grabbing one of the backpacks and just booking it to the woods.
Okay. So same as Lewis. Good.
Doing a drive-by.
Now you've come across another competitor, but you aren't sure if they're good or bad. What do you do? Now I know I said Lewis got all the answers correct, but the berries, but I was incorrect. He got a few wrong.
Oh, wow.
Now that I look back on it. Yeah. But the berries was ultimately what got you killed. Everything else was like close calls.
I'm going to... Is there anything based off of like how they were acting towards me in the training? Or is this...
No, there isn't. There's try to talk to them and see if they want to team up, kill them without hesitation. Odds are they were going to kill you, or run the other direction and hope they don't chase after you.
Oh no, we're going to have to kill them. Sorry.
No hesitation?
No hesitation.
Okay. What's the most important tool needed to survive? Flint is not an option.
Flint is not an option.
It's going to have to be anything. Is there anything food related?
Food.
Food?
Yes. Okay.
I don't know, like, oh, you gotta go. I need a knife to hunt.
There's shelter, food, water, weapon, rope, teammate.
Food.
All right, you haven't eaten for days. Which of these berries are you picking?
I don't know which one Lou kicked, so...
And you know what's funny is I don't remember which one's not poisonous. There's only one out of these 5 that's not poisonous. I think one of these makes you... I think one of them makes you sick. Like, I looked into the symptoms of each one. I might be incorrect, but I want to say 3 kill you, 1 makes you very sick, and 1 is fine.
I'm gonna go with number 2 on here. They look like berries, but they're not super black berries.
This one that I have the mouse over?
Yeah.
Okay. What is your weapon of choice? Throwing knives, axe, bow and arrow, spear, machete, or sword?
Machete.
And which area of the arena are you going to make base? In a dense part of the forest, the open field where the cornucopia is, the shore near the open waters, the cave in the side of the mountain, or the highest peak, which is cold and windy?
The cave.
Okay, here are your answers.
I'm
First
dead.
off, I want to state you ate the same fucking berries that Lewis did.
I should have paid
I
attention.
knew it.
I was trying to hold my laughter in so fucking badly.
Shit.
I was like, oh my God, what are the fucking
Should have
odds?
paid attention. I really should have.
What are
I
the
fucking
fucking
heard
odds?
it. No, he said the second one, and I was like, and I stifled my laugh too, but then I heard it in Beth's voice.
You could hear the smile in my face.
Could you go back and
Yeah.
choose the? I'm just out of curiosity. Like, obviously, I'm dead, but out of curiosity, is it because my second guess was going to be the fourth one, the one that looks like a bomb.
I will let you know. But yeah, you also survived about 75%. So the thing that got you killed was the berries. You guys both picked super poisonous berries. Let me see real quick. Yeah. You've ended up like, what's her face? Fox face.
It isn't the rule is the more dangerous the fruit looks, the like least lethal it is or something?
Something like that. So you said number 4, the one that's like a strawberry, raspberry looking one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would that have killed me?
No, you would have survived.
Damn it.
That's the one. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Lou, I'll see you in hell.
Sick.
And that is my question of the day. Multiple questions, but it is overall one question. How long
And you're
would you
down
survive?
2 hosts because of it.
Yeah. All right. Now, Isaiah, before we started recording, you mentioned that you had a lot of facts for today. Now, Lewis, did you see did you watch this on Amazon?
Yeah.
Did you see that it was 4 fucking hours
Yes.
with 2 hours being bonus features?
Yes.
Okay. Isaiah watched the extra 2 hours. So he's no, I made it sound like he didn't. No, he chose to do that. But he knows more about.
At the end of the movie, they started doing like interviews. I didn't understand it. It was
it's really weird. They broke the 4th wall and started talking directly to the camera. Anyways, but yeah, he knows a lot about this one, so I'm excited to see because I wanted to watch the documentary kind of type thing, but I didn't have time. So
I would also like to note that, funny enough, based off of everything that I learned about this movie, most of the things I had already researched before watching those 2 hours, I had already known.
Well then.
So there was like
Never mind.
there was like 3 extra facts that I happened to find in that in a documentary that I didn't know, but they were like cool. They were like pretty interesting. But yeah, so we can get into some facts now.
Go for it. Isaiah's fun facts with Isaiah.
Okay, never speak again. All right, so District 13 was entirely built in Screen Gem Studio in Georgia, with only some CGI used to extend the set. I think like 80% of this movie is mostly practical effects. There's not a lot of CGI.
For District 13, you said?
No, for the entire movie. Well, District 13 specifically, the entire set was built in Screen Gem Studio in Georgia, with only some CGI to like extend the sets because some of them they're supposed to be like really long or wide and stuff like that, and go on for like a while because they're entirely underground. So they would build some of the set and then they would just extend it in CGI.
I see.
But most of the movie is entirely practical. There's not a lot of CGI doing things in the movie. Like obviously, ships in the air or when they get dropped off into ships or, certain things. Or obviously Jennifer Lawrence is still not shooting actual arrows. They're all CGI too.
Yeah, that still is crazy to me.
So yeah, all that's CGI. But most of the movie, practical effects, which is pretty cool. Now, according to Liam Hemsworth, Jennifer Lawrence would purposely eat foods with garlic or tuna before any kissing scenes between them.
Yes, that one I did know. That is very Jennifer Lawrence of her.
What a troll.
Yeah.
Now, Effie only actually appears briefly in the books at this point. Her role is very minor in like the books. However, her role was expanded to at the request of Suzanne Collins to be included in the movies because her character was just so iconic.
She really is. I really like her in the movies.
Yeah, so there was a character that was kind of like her in District 13, so they ended up removing that character and replacing her with Effie so that they could have more screen time with her.
Fuck yeah. I'm an Effie stan.
Now, during the shooting, the forest scene where they go on top and Liam Hemsworth and Jennifer Lawrence are hunting above ground, one of the crew members accidentally upset a wasp nest that landed in the area.
Tracker jackers.
Jennifer Lawrence and director Francis Lawrence, no relation, by the way.
I know. You know how long it took me to fucking realize that they're not related?
That is not her dad.
I was like, oh, of course she got the role. It's her dad.
No, her dad is, I don't think, in any way related to the film industry.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Now, Jennifer Lawrence and director Francis Lawrence both got stung, as well as another crew member who got stung 19 times and had to go to the hospital.
God. Jesus Christ. You better get a fucking thick paycheck.
Just another on-set injury in the long running gag of on-set injuries for this movie.
I also, that scene, I remember where that was recorded because it was at a park that I went to one time. I didn't get to the actual like ruins that Katniss and Gale like have that conversation in, but it was, I remember like looking on the website because I was trying to find parks in the area to go visit, and it was like, oh, see the area where Katniss and Gale. I was like, or look at these fucking cool ruins. Like,
the ruins are along the river. I forgot the name of the river, but it is along the river and very further into the park. Like, it's very far in. But it used to be an old, what's the watermill?
Mill, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be an old watermill. Now, the drawings in Cinna's sketchbook, when Effie shows Katniss the outfit that she'll be wearing and all that stuff, they're actually concept art drawn by the costume designers Kurt Swanson and Bart Mueller. So they're actual concept designs.
Neat.
Yeah, so they're the costume designers. They're the ones who designed Katniss's armor for when she's out in the field. They designed it. They used their actual concept art and put it into the book as if it was Senna's work. Senna?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Senna.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, to go back to the wasp thing, name the type of wasp.
They did not know. They just said it was a wasp nest.
Sad.
Are you a wasp expert? Like, do you know different types of wasps?
No, I was just curious to know. It's like, like there's different types of wasps, and if you get stung by a certain
wasps, there's killer wasps, there's poisonous wasps, there's angry wasps.
I'm more so referring to the.
I'm mostly familiar with the angry wasp.
I'm referring to the like to know about the painfulness of the sting term.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that they had to be hospitalized says something.
Well, yeah, that was 19 wasps, and they probably also had some kind of reaction to that.
Do you know that pain scale? The say 1 through 10? Yeah, that person was hitting like a 12.
19 for each one, actually.
Now, Eldon Henson, who plays Pollux, and Wes Chatham, who plays Castor, the twins in the movie, they made their own dialect of sign language to show how close the brothers are. So when they're speaking, it's kind of their own version of sign language.
Okay.
Little bonus thing. When Jennifer Lawrence gets into the ship and they meet them for the first time, the first thing that Pollux signs to his brother is, wow, she's got a pretty face.
Yeah, that's funny.
Nice.
Is that a scripted like sign or no?
I don't think so. I have a feeling it wasn't.
That's funny.
Nice.
Now, during the scenes where District 12 is destroyed, they found an old factory that was going to be demolished and were allowed to destroy it themselves for the scenes.
Nice.
Yeah, so they're like, hey guys, they're like, we're going to demo this old factory. And they're like, cool, can we get it on film?
Sounds like a fucking Christopher Nolan shit. Sounds like something he'd do for Batman.
Yes, because he actually did blow up an actual hospital.
Sick.
That's crazy.
I can't wait to do that one. Anyway, okay. When entering the hospital in District 8, where the dead bodies are, and they're walking through the hallways, the guy's name is Greg Trizan. He is the animal coordinator. Except this time, he was in charge of the blowflies that they had to hatch for 2 weeks to put in the scene.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the animal coordinator was really the insect coordinator at that time.
What a fucking job.
The entomologist, if you will.
Mm.
Now, during the scene where Katniss visits the District A hospital, right after that dead body area, our boy Charlie,
I was waiting for you to mention this.
aka Moist Critical, everybody knows who this man is. He was an extra and tried to be in the final cut of the movie as much as possible. And in the wide shot, when everyone is holding up the symbol, his arm can be seen in the bottom left corner of the shot. And man, you can go to his videos of him talking about how he was going to be in that movie and everything he was trying to do. And, and how he almost ruined the Hunger Games.
Didn't he try to like flick it off or some shit?
What do you mean? No. He was what he kept on doing is that he knew where the camera was going to be, and how the boy who starts off the symbol was going to be there. So he kept on slowly moving his head into the shot, and they ended up just replacing him with another extra.
That's what it was. It's a funny video. You guys need to watch it. But yeah, when I watched it, I had to pause it, and I showed Jacob. I was like, "That's him right there."
You love it.
That's him.
Now Jennifer Lawrence, she hates singing. It's her worst nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
However, there's a scene where she has to sing from the hanging tree for the movie. She was dreading it the entire time. In fact, on the day that they were driving to the quarry to film that scene, she started crying.
Yes, she said this, I think, in an interview. I think I watched this one. She was saying about how she was like, I really fucking hated it.
It's funny because everybody else was like, she has an amazing singing voice, and she's like, no, I'm not singing. Liam Hemsworth had a hairline fracture between his ankle joints.
Ow. How?
Another instant angry. Yeah. So when the scenes for the movie, for when they're in the bombing area, when they're getting bombed around and they're running around in the ruins, well, most of it took place in Germany. However, the beginning and ending parts of it took place in Atlanta, Georgia, and they were spliced together. So when they get dropped off and they enter the ruins, that's in Atlanta, Georgia, and then the entire fighting section and the hospital and all that stuff was in Germany. And then when they leave, they go back in Atlanta.
Okay.
So during one of the shots of them running out into the ruins after the bombing starts, there's a part where he's supposed to Liam Hemsworth's supposed to run in front of the camera and overtake Jennifer Lawrence and get in front of her, except he doesn't, and it turns out it's because his freaking ankle snapped, and he said all he heard was a big crack, and then he just hit the floor.
Ooh,
yikes!
That does not sound good.
Yeah, so then the shot goes to them entering an abandoned building immediately after that, and that was shot a few months later because they had to have his ankle heal. Because they're like, you cannot walk on this. They're like, if you do, you're going to screw yourself up. So don't do that.
Jeez.
And then,
ouchie.
Now, the Capitol infiltration scene, which is my favorite scene amongst the whole movie, to be honest.
Oh, yes. The anticipation and everything, and so good. The suspense.
So good. Now, the Capitol, it was filmed in specifically the scene of when they zipline down into the building, inside the Capitol.
Mm-hmm.
That scene was filmed inside the Marriott Marquis in Atlanta, Georgia, and the stunt crew had to rappel down 500 feet from the roof to the lobby. They only had a few hours each day for 4 days to rig and film the set. The rigs would drop the crew at around 60 feet a second, just a bit faster than the elevator that was next to them.
Pretty fucking badass.
And of course, this was a stunt crew, so none of the actual actors were doing it, except Mahershala Ali and Liam Hemsworth wanted to do it because they actually have to, get off at the end of it, unclip themselves, and they have to record that part. So they were like, okay, we're just not going to fake that. What we're going to do is drop them only 100 feet, and then they can finish out the scene. However, there was a battle with their insurance company on what the safe distance would be for them to be like, we'll cover that if they hurt themselves. So the number they ended up agreeing was 100 feet. If they went above that, the insurance wouldn't cover anything that if they got hurt.
Oh, wow.
Very interesting. I cannot imagine being that insurance agent and being like, okay, 100 feet. If you do 101, I'm suing you.
I just imagine them taking out the tape measure and they're like, is this 199?
Now, to avoid Josh Hutcherson and Jenna Malone losing and gaining weight so fast to film certain scenes, because they were filming both movies at the same time, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Their skinny bodies are actually all CGI.
Yeah, I figured.
Now, the film was filmed the movie was filmed with digital cameras using anamorphic lenses that were specifically old school film lenses.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the shots of a low level of smoke were put into the scene to soften the detail, because digital cameras would like pick up so much of that's going on, and it just didn't. They were like, we don't like the look. So yeah, like pretty much every scene has a low level of smoke in it to soften up the details.
Haze.
Yeah, it's like a haze, but it's just enough so that it's not discernible, but that you don't see everything so picture clear like digital cameras usually do.
Okay.
The movie is dedicated to the life of Philip Seymour Hoffman, as he died a week before filming was completed for the movie. So he never got to see any of the ending things or anything like that. And obviously, as I mentioned in the last film, he was mostly done with all of his things except for a few certain scenes. So a few of his scenes were shot with other characters saying the lines that he would have said. So R.I.P. Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Indeed.
And for our final fact, the ending of the movie, and this is going to piss a lot of people off, but the ending of the movie was originally going to end right when Peeta gets knocked out after strangling Katniss.
I would have been okay with that.
Now, and part 2 would have started off right where she, like in the next scene where she wakes up and starts walking around the hospital and Coin is giving her speech. That's the next scene it would have it went into. Apparently, it is rumored that this is inspired by Breaking Bad's cliffhanger endings. However, the studio was unsure of having everyone wait a year for such a big cliffhanger, and to avoid anger, they went with the current ending, which I think it's good. Had they not had that other part of being like, especially now that I know they could have been edited there, they should have done it, no balls, because that is such a great. It's just tension, her getting choked, cut to black.
Dude, that would have been so good.
Part 1.
Dude, I think that would have made my rating higher if that's how it would have ended, because I like cliffhangers like that as long as there's gonna be a sequel to explain it. Like it's like it makes me want to watch the next one, where it's like if you resolve everything kind of before, then what's the point?
Yeah, a lot of the discussion apparently was around that for Breaking Bad, all you had to do was wait a week, where for this movie you would have had to wait a year, and they weren't comfortable enough if it was giving people like a year-long cliffhanger.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess.
So no balls, should have done it. And those are all my facts for today.
That was a nice, decent list. I liked it.
Yes.
Good amount for once. All right, now movie time. Lewis, from what I've gathered in this episode, you sound like you didn't like the film. So why don't you go first? Because I'm curious what you have to say.
No, I was actually also trying to play a game there. No, it's just amongst all of them, it's not my favorite per se, but it's actually not a completely terrible film. I've just been building up that we were gonna like rip it to fucking shreds for the sake of the episode. I'm gonna start with my rating is like a 3.5.
Okay.
So it still gets a decent rating for me, especially now that because I went back and read something on it, and that just boosted my rating slightly. Personally, I think it did like a very nice job as far as I guess the setup to kind of finalize the series in terms of like political theme subtext. Nice job.
Gold star.
So here's an example of just one thing that happened in Thailand in 2014. Some of the movie showings were reportedly canceled because the protesters were using the three-finger salute in protests against the military government. So, and then in Ferguson, here in America, after the Michael Brown shooting, someone apparently had scrawled graffiti, "If we burn, burn with us."
That is a powerful line.
Yeah.
Gives me chills every time she says it.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. I do, and I think that's the one thing that also very much stood out in the film, Jennifer Lawrence's performance. I like the shift she's made from the first two. Like she really grew into it, kind of. I agree with you on the way they could have ended it. Like it would change things a little bit as far as like the film itself. If they had just ended it with Peeta strangling her and then they cut to black. I feel like my bigger issue probably with the pace of the film.
How so?
I don't know how to put it. I mean,
does it jump back and forth between like slow moments to like really fast moments? And
yeah,
like,
it was very shaky.
Not a slow down or a speed up. It's just fast and slow, then fast and slow.
Yeah, it was very shaky in that sense. It didn't have like a set pace throughout the film that kind of bothered me, but I could overlook that.
I think the most obvious point of that comment you just made is the hospital scene where it gets bombed. I feel like it wasn't as impactful as it could have been.
No, absolutely.
Where it almost felt like it was like, wait, did they die? I can't tell if they're dead. And then she says the whole
Fighting
quote.
with
So
her,
you're like,
and
oh,
now
okay,
they're
they're dead.
not because they're
Yeah,
dead.
it's that whole sequence of them of the Capitol coming in and attacking and bombing. I feel like the whole pacing of that is a perfect example of kind of where they fell flat, I guess.
Yeah.
Something just ain't hitting.
Yeah, it had the right setup, but it missed the
Punchline.
I mean, I was gonna say execution. Like it had the build for the climax, but then it kind of climaxed early in a sense.
Yeah.
Premature.
Premature. It was either premature or it was late. It was never like right at the.
We were edging.
God
Oh
damn
God.
it.
Anyways, okay, so 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5.
All right, that's pretty good. That's that's a fair rating.
It was originally going to be a 3. When I read the some of the political movement things, then I was like, okay, 3.5. For what it inspired, I was like, okay, no, I like that. That's nice.
I gave it a 3 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think it's pretty mid movie. I don't think it's bad. I mean, there's definitely some things they can improve on, like especially the pacing. I think some of the characters could be kind of fixed a little bit because their emotions and the way they handle themselves are kind of all over the place.
Explain.
Like especially Katniss. Like she was this person that was, I wouldn't say stable, but when she was in it, like in the shit, she kind of kept level-headed.
Rose to the occasion.
Yeah, rose to the occasion. Like she's about to die, but she's trying to protect PETA and all that stuff. So everything kind of made sense in what she was doing at the moment, and her reactions emotionally made sense in this movie. I know this movie's supposed to be a more emotionally distraught and punching and dreary because her home, District 12, is all gone and all that stuff, and she's taking it's personal. I get that, but some of the decision making, even if someone is like emotionally distraught or pissed off, the emotions still don't make any sense. Such as the weird love triangle between her, Gale, and PETA, of being like, okay, you love PETA, sure. Your whole thing about right now is getting PETA back. That's basically what the plot of this movie is like getting PETA back. But you're still doing this thing with Gale.
My favorite was where they're in the victor's hall or whatever, and he's like, this is where you kissed me. I was like, oh my God, Gale.
Yeah, it's so
calm down.
It's so it's melodramatic. It's stupid. I hate love triangles, especially this one, because it just didn't make any sense. It's like, oh, I'm trying to keep on to both my boyfriends, and nobody's agreeing with that, and it doesn't even look like she herself is agreeing with that. So it just didn't make any sense.
I think last episode, I think Joe put it really well with their dynamics between the three of them. How like, her and Gale have this love, but it's like a different kind of love than PETA and Katniss,
Gale and Katniss are supposed to have like romantic. PETA and Katniss are supposed to have like platonic love.
Yeah, like he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, but then they got like switched, and it just doesn't match.
They flip flopped it in this one, I could tell.
And now Gale is acting like a hurt bird, and it's just okay.
Yeah.
And then also Katniss is acting like a little bitch.
How so?
Finnick has someone that is captured too, and she's mad at him for not saving PETA. And like in the chaos that everything was. Also, first off, she was knocked out. Second off, there was obviously a plan that she wasn't aware of because they couldn't tell her. So there's more to meet the eye, which she is aware of, but still mad about, which makes no sense. And then also she's mad at all these other people who also have skin in the game. So she's being selfish.
Yeah.
She's in love with PETA, and they still got PETA. Finnick is in love with Annie. Annie is still over there too. But she doesn't care about that. She just cares
and
that...
no one gives a shit about Joanna.
Yeah, like Joanna's also there too, and she's like, bro.
Poor Joanna.
But Finnick, she's mad at Finnick for not saving PETA. And he's like, bro, Annie, my love of my life is over there too, and I didn't get a chance to save her. Do you really?
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah, so it's some decisions don't emotionally make sense. I know sometimes those decision making can make sense in certain plot lines, but it's not explained or touched upon or like given any reason. Therefore, I can't be like, oh yeah, no, I can roll with that. It's like, okay, why?
Yeah.
Stealth mission, best scene in the movie. Got that, and the if we burn with you. Those two are the best scenes in the movie. During the stealth mission, though, I didn't like the cutting back and forth between what's going on in the command center and the stealth mission. I felt like they should have focused on one a little bit more than the other, because it would sometimes switch, but not for any reason. Because it would switch over into like Finnick's story, like he's giving the speech, right? The whole point of the speech is that you're supposed to get this information about what's going on, but I felt they could have done it in a small amount of time in less cuts, because you want to focus on what's happening, but you're shifting our focus back and forth too much. So now we're focusing not on the stealth mission, but also on what Finnick is saying about why Snow is doing what he's doing. The information that Finnick is giving in that scene is very important information. So our focus should be on that, not on two things at once. So I feel like that kind of failed in that sense. But the shift in focus was just too much.
I think that plays in a little bit to the pacing that we were talking about. Like,
yeah.
I think having the two counteract each other like that, where you see the behind the scenes and you see the mission itself, I think that's fine. But yeah, I think they needed to pace it a little bit better and show what needed to be shown instead of just having these like almost randomized cuts. It felt like
should have ended it when Peter got knocked out. I
think we all agree on that.
That's all my thoughts on it. So yeah, I gave it a 3 out of 5. Could have been better, but it's not that bad.
Okay, well, that's pretty good. Pretty similar to Lewis's, or pretty close, I guess, in rating at least. I'll probably give this one a 3.5. Then I'll probably lean towards that, just because I after rewatching it, I thought I remembered not liking it, but it's actually a pretty good film. You know, it's because I feel like a lot with part ones, you know, with like Deathly Hallows and with can't think of another one, but with similar aspects where it's all this rising action and exposition, usually it's boring. But this one I felt like was just executed well. I felt that it was entertaining and there wasn't any moments where I was like, okay, get to the good shit here. I'm bored. I think both Peta and Joanna's transformation from the beginning of the film to the end is really well done. I know that Isaiah said that it's all special effects and stuff. It wasn't like makeup, or they didn't actually physically lose weight. It looked pretty convincing. Peta was there's certain aspects where he looked a little like too smoothed out, but like Joanna's looked really good. I don't know why Annie wasn't. She looked perfectly normal to me. I don't know about you guys.
She they didn't torture her.
Yeah, which I'm kind of surprised considering she's Finnick's loved one. And like they went for Joanna instead when they didn't seem to give a shit about Joanna. You know, that she was captured and stuff. I mean, now Effie, like I said, I'm a huge stan for her. I think her character development in this movie, though it's small, like her role, I thought was a nice aspect to the story, because it's showing someone from the capital adjusting to this new lifestyle. And it's almost like the tables have turned, because it's like, oh, she was showing, you know, Katniss and Peta in these last films how to live like someone in the capital. But now she has to kind of do vice versa. And she's like, I don't know how to act almost. So I enjoyed that aspect. I think Jennifer Lawrence did a great job with Katniss's character in this film. Like the scene where she's doing like the scripted version of the speech is so funny, because it's just Jennifer Lawrence up there, you know, and it's just like, we fight for justice. And they're like, okay, you just got out of battle. Like it's such a like dumb but funny scene. And then you compare that, you contrast it to the actual scene where there's real true emotion. And she says the whole like, if we burn, you burn with us. Like that gives me chills every time. She does it so well. There's so much like rage and emotion behind her eyes and in her face that you really feel it. And she's able to play both parts, where it's like she's pretending to be angry. She does that really well, but then she actually is angry, and she does that really well too. I know she gets a lot of hate. Sometimes people think she's like too ironic and too quirky and relatable, but I've always been I've been a big Jennifer Lawrence fan since the beginning. So
you call her J-Law?
Sometimes. Gail, I just felt bad for the poor sap this whole film. He really just wants it, and she's just not giving it to him. Every time he would say something. I was like, Gail, stop. You're embarrassing yourself. Also, I know last episode I talked about the drink with snow turning red. And you guys told me that he explains it. They explained it in this movie, not in the last one. Remember, I was like, oh, I don't remember them talking about that. That's because they say it in this movie. Yeah. Finnick, that's his whole speech is where he talks about it.
When
That's the
Isaiah
speed.
said that, I didn't remember that scene. I was like, I don't think that was in Catching Fire, but I just didn't say anything.
That is true. I did. What do you call it? Because the movies are filmed back to back, or like at least they came out that way.
Yeah.
And I watched all the movies. It kind of like really
Mushed together.
in succession. So
It's fair. It's fine. You and Joe told me that. So we can blame Joe, who's not here to defend himself.
and so both of us were like, yeah, this is all one long movie.
So yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, if I had just waited an episode, if I guess in the past, I just never paid attention to what Finnick was saying because I was too enthralled by the cool break-in scene. But like this time I actually paid attention because I had subtitles on. So I knew what he was saying. And I was like, oh shit, would you look at that? He actually explains what happens. So yeah, overall, I think it's a great setup for the next one. It's entertaining enough, but it builds the story enough to set it up for the next one. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember the next one very much, but I remembered this one decently. I'd say not great, but decently. And yeah, I think I've changed my mind since I first watched it. Now looking back in a new perspective with more of like a filmy student pretentious brain, I think more highly of it. So 3.5. Well, that is all then, I guess, for today's episodes. Thank you for listening. Now, quick announcement. We do have our listeners episode coming up on March 20th. So just a couple weeks away. So be sure to email us your movie suggestions. Blech.
That was not a word.
Yes. Be sure to email us your movie suggestions at silverscreensips@gmail.com. We have tons coming in, so be sure to submit yours before it's too late so that we can see them and possibly pick it. So also make sure to follow us and share us on social media as well. You know where to find us at Silver Screen Sips. And any amount of support honestly helps us a ton. So please share. And we will see you in next week's episode where we'll be wrapping up the Hunger Games franchise with Mockingjay Part 2. And we will also be having a special guest.
The Hungry Games.
Clever girl. Anyways, we'll see you guys.